all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
What's happening, everybody? I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Account for Life podcast. What an awesome and incredible day. Man, how to get more done doing this one thing. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever wanted to get more done than you've been doing? Or have you ever wanted to get more done than you've ever done? Like, think about it. Getting more done. We're not talking about getting things done. Oh my goodness, I just want to grind it out. Nope. This is not what this is about. So in this episode, I'm going to share with you the one thing, and it's almost like a secret that many of us probably avoid. But the one thing that you can do just based on a conversation I had just yesterday in getting more done. So yesterday, we're here in San Antonio, me and my partner, Shauna, and while we're here for a speaking engagement. And it was interesting because we met up in the morning, must have been around maybe around 10 o'clock or just before 10, maybe around 10 o'clock. And oh, you want to get something to eat, get some coffee? And so we were talking, and she says, yeah, I was working and I was doing this thing. And I was like, yeah, I went walking, I got in about 4,000 or 5,000 steps, went to the gym. Man, she says, yeah, well, and what she said was, well, she was working. I said, well, I was working too. She says, huh? She said, wait a second. She said, you working too? I said, yeah, I was working. The exercising, the walking, the exercising, the podcast, this is a part of my work. And she says, wow, that's a mindset shift. Like, wherein she's thinking that the work that she's doing, she's on her computer, she's getting on, she feels like, oh, I'm doing work. And then I'm out walking and getting exercise and working out in the gym and doing a podcast, and that's work. So she was just like, that's interesting. And so we were talking, and she was just like, she says, man, I gotta be able to make that a part of me. And when she realized it, she says, you know what? She said that she had done something that I needed to do as well. I says, man, I need to do more of that. And so I'm talking about a story that happened yesterday, wherein, yesterday, Shauna, she was working early in the morning, and I went walking and went to the gym and did a podcast and those things. I said I was working, and she said she was working. And what she said was that it's a mindset shift for her in just saying to herself, wait a second, I need to change my mind about exercise. And so she says, Jay, well, can you hold me accountable every day? Can you hold me accountable? Can you ask me every day if, hey, Shauna, did you exercise today? And that's the same thing I did. Say, hey, Shauna, I'm going to ask me every day, did I do a reel today? I should do more of this. A lot of times I forget. So we said we'll hold each other accountable to do one thing. One thing, she wants to do more exercise. I need to do more business. I do business stuff, and I do post on social media, but I need to do more of it. And so we were in a coaching call, and we implemented the same thing with one of our students. In a sip of coffee, implemented the same thing with one of our students to do one thing. See, getting things accomplished, a lot of times what we need is somebody there to hold us accountable, but not accountable in a way that it feels like a bear, it feels like a weight, but accountable for just, hey man, we're here for you. What do you need, or how can I support you? I have a friend of mine, his name is Jamie, and Jamie and I, we hold each other accountable. And I remember he was writing a book in 2021. He said he was going to write a book. And I said, let me hold you accountable. So every week we would meet talk on the phone every Sunday to make sure he was on track. And within 9 months, he stayed on track and he finished and wrote his first book. See, a lot of times getting things done is just saying, I want to get it done. You know, man, I'd like to write a book, but here's the thing, you can't write a book until you sit down and literally start with an outline. Then from the outline, then you start actually writing the things about the book, and you just take the time. You don't have to write the whole book in one day. What you do is you just kind of like, hey, I'm gonna do a chapter. Like, I've got a book that I've recently finished writing. The only thing I have to do is write the conclusion. I'm going to write the conclusion. I'm going to get it edited. I'm going to get it reviewed, and I'm going to have it published, right? But here's the thing. Before I could write the book, what did I have to do? I had to actually hold myself accountable. Now, I didn't actually have anybody. Well, I told Jamie about it. So, but you have to hold yourself accountable to what it is that you said you were going to do. But it's even better. It's even to really get a lot of things done. Tell somebody else about it. Tell somebody. Tell the world about it. Come on here and say, man, you know what? We're going to be the world's most successful accounting organization, helping people to account for their life and their business. I'm telling you what will happen. What is that called? That's called vision. I can see something that's way bigger. It has nothing to do with me. Listen, Shauna's now involved, right? Brittany's involved. Tyler's involved. A few other people. Jenny's involved. Black people are involved, right? Because no one with a vision, a really big vision, is going to get there by themselves. But here's the thing: we want to get more done, and all we got to do is say, "Hey, I'm going to do this." And then it's kind of like when you tell somebody you're going to be rich. You ever tell anybody you're going to be rich? I remember I told somebody I was going to be rich. I said, I'm going to be a millionaire. And they was like, no, you're not. Well, here's the thing. I still got to do it, even if they don't believe that I'm going to do it. That's not holding me accountable. But you know what? It does in my mind. I say to myself, I got to make sure they know I'm rich. I got to make sure they know that I get rich. I have to make sure they know that I'm a millionaire. Not because it's out of spite, but I can do it, right? But here's the thing, because that person said that I couldn't do it, then I have to find somebody else that says that I can do it. I know Deanna, she says multi-millions. Absolutely. So really the key one of the biggest keys that I'm finding to getting more done is to at least have one other person that you tell that you're going to do something, and then they hold you accountable on a daily basis. Really? Yeah. Just one thing. Hey, you know what? You're going to do one thing today? Okay, I'm going to call you we're going to talk every day. Hey, did you do it? Let me text you. Hey, did you do that thing? No, I didn't do it. Oh, do it. Don't go to sleep with a zero. One of my mentors, Pedro, he has a sales challenge, and so he talks in the sales challenge about you don't want to have zeros on your sales tracker, meaning zeros that you didn't do anything, right? Because really, when you don't do something, then what you start racking up these zeros, and no one wants to fail. Like, who wants to fail? Nobody does. So getting more done is interesting, because you never know. You really never know really what your outcome is going to be. It's kind of like, we got this event that we're doing today. And I remember when Shauna sends me an email, she forwarded me an email, and I think she called me, and she says, hey, I got this thing, and these people asked me to come to do this thing. I was like, she says, what do you think? I says, do it, right? So what she did was she bounced it off of somebody else, but she bounced it off somebody. I was like, yo, I'd love to do it too. I'm thinking to myself, man, I'd like to do it too. But if she's going to do it, you should do it. And she says, well, do you want to do it with me? Well, yeah. Now, here's the thing. And she said it. She said yesterday, she says, Jay, man, I'm so glad that I didn't have to be here by myself. I probably would have been stressed out of my mind. I said, wow, because you're right. I can only imagine that I would be stressed, right? I could be like, oh my goodness, like, wow, I'm here by myself. I don't have anybody to bounce anything off of. No one's going to do it with me, but we're doing it together. So getting things done, guys, like, imagine how much more would you like to get done? How much more? Think about that today. How much more would you like to get done? How many more things would you like to accomplish? Now, here's the thing. You're not going to accomplish everything in a day, but take a big project. Take a big project that may take you, it could take you a year. Take a big project. Big projects are good. Why? Because with a big project, there's a big payoff. Say that with me in your mind. With a big project, there's a big payoff. Not just the payoff with money or anything like that, but the payoff of it gives you confidence. It gives you this feeling of you really accomplished something. Then you've got a big project that you want to do or complete. Find a person. Reach out to me. I'll hold you accountable. Say, hey, Jay, can you hold me accountable? Absolutely. What is it that you're doing? And then we could just be on Messenger, text message, whatever. We don't have to do that. It's just a text. Hey, did you do the thing today? That's it. And if you got somebody on you every day, it's like a coach. You got a coach that's walking with you that's saying, hey, make sure you do it. Make sure you do it. Make sure you do it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. And here's the thing. At the end of the term, you got more done than you would have done by yourself. So getting more done is something that anybody can do. You can grind it out, or what you can do is find somebody else that will hold you accountable so that you can get exactly to where you want to go. Complete a big project, get a big payoff, and then you'll have a big confidence for what it is that you know you can do in your life. So guys, I appreciate you for joining me for this episode of the Account for Life podcast. Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant, helping you to account for your life. God bless. I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.
We are so glad you invested this time with us. Always remember, you only have one life to live, so live it to the fullest. This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.